What if I told you that a potent secret to reclaiming leg strength, especially if you're battling slowness, weakness, or mounting fatigue, isn't found in a gym or a pill, but right in your kitchen? Imagine this. Recent breakthroughs reveal that a single food, consumed strategically, can begin to reawaken neuromuscular performance in as little as 12 hours. Let's dive into a stunning revelation from a 2023 study in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Individuals over 50, after an evening consuming a specific nutrient-rich diet, showed measurable boosts in muscle protein synthesis and mitochondrial activity by the very next morning. These are the biological powerhouses driving your energy, recovery, and strength, particularly in your legs, often the first to betray the passage of time. This isn't just about mobility or aesthetics. It's about something far more profound: your independence, your self-assurance, your enduring vitality. When leg strength fades, everything changes. Stairs become mountains. Balance becomes precarious. Energy plummets. And too many resign this to just getting older. But here's the unvarnished truth. Age isn't the primary saboteur of your muscle mass. The real culprits: chronic undernourishment at a cellular level, persistent low-grade inflammation, and misaligned circadian rhythms. It's not your calendar age, it's your cellular biology. What you eat, when you eat it, and how it dialogues with your nervous system and muscles, that's the game changer. In this journey, we'll dissect the neurobiology and physiology behind one readily available food that holds the potential to dramatically enhance leg function, especially when wielded with precision. You're about to discover the food composition that supercharges neuromuscular repair overnight. How does this diet rekindle mitochondrial efficiency, the energy factories in your muscles? What critical role does amino acid signaling play in rebuilding muscle density? And crucially, given your circadian clock's influence, when is the golden hour for maximum impact? Plus, a step-by-step blueprint you can implement immediately. This isn't a fleeting trend, it's potent science. Remember, with the right tools, your body's capacity for recovery is far greater than you might imagine. Let's unlock it. For decades, we believed muscle loss with age was primarily about atrophy, muscles shrinking from disuse or hormonal decline. But neuroscience is now painting a vastly different, more optimistic and empowering picture. Here's what researchers are uncovering. You might think you've lost substantial muscle, but much of it might simply be disconnected. The evidence is compelling. Motor neurons, the communication lines from your brain and spinal cord to your muscles, especially in the legs, can begin to degrade or lose their effectiveness as early as your 40s. This disconnect means the electrical signal, the command to contract, gets muffled. The muscles are there, but they're idling, underutilized. Adults experiencing leg strength decline often still possess the structural potential for robust muscle activity. A groundbreaking University of Calgary study pinpointed the issue: compromised neuromuscular signal transmission. The muscle wasn't dead, it was dormant. And that means it can be reawakened. Ever felt that unsettling wobble when rising from a chair? Do your legs tire faster than they used to, even without changing your routine? That's not just aging, it's a symptom of faltering neuronal connectivity. And the exciting news? It's often fixable. Your spinal cord plays a pivotal role here. More than just a relay station for movement commands, it requires constant, nutrient-driven support to maintain signal integrity. Think of your leg muscles as a skilled construction crew and your nervous system as the foreman shouting commands through a megaphone. If the megaphone's battery is weak, the crew's performance suffers. Recharge that battery, however, and the crew snaps back to attention. One of the swiftest ways to achieve this is by nourishing the neuromuscular junction, the precise point where nerve meets muscle, with essential nutrients that restore signaling potency. Specific amino acids, B vitamins, and acetylcholine precursors can significantly enhance this connection in mere hours. The food we're focusing on is a powerhouse of these elements. You'll see it's not just rich in protein, it uniquely delivers the specific nutrients your nervous system craves to regenerate communication. This means when you consume this food, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're reactivating them. Before worrying about building more muscle, first ensure your neural system is fully engaging the muscle you already possess. When it comes to leg weakness, signal quality often trumps muscle quantity. Next, we'll delve into the amino acid leucine, a master nutrient for reigniting this system, and how it acts as a molecular on-switch for strength. But first, if this fresh perspective is illuminating your understanding of your body, consider subscribing. This channel is dedicated to translating scientific breakthroughs into actionable power. Every time you eat, there's a brief window where your body listens intently for signals, not just calories, but molecular cues dictating its next move. Among the most powerful signals it seeks is the amino acid leucine. Leucine is an essential amino acid, meaning your body can't produce it. You must get it from food. But its role transcends basic nutrition. Scientists dub leucine an anabolic trigger. It signals your cells, it's time to build. Here's how. Leucine directly activates a cellular pathway called mTOR, mammalian target of rapamycin. Think of mTOR as the control tower for muscle protein synthesis. Leucine is the finger that flips the switch, commanding mTOR to initiate muscle repair and growth. A 2011 study in the Journal of Nutrition demonstrated that even in older adults, a single leucine-rich meal could significantly boost mTOR activity and kickstart muscle protein synthesis. This is crucial because as we age, our muscles can become more resistant to these anabolic signals. Leucine, however, powerfully counters this resistance, one of the few nutrients proven to do so within hours. Ever felt lingering fatigue or weakness in your legs despite a protein-heavy meal? The issue might not be protein quantity, but leucine quality and timing. Many older adults inadvertently consume just enough protein to prevent muscle breakdown, but not enough leucine to actively stimulate muscle growth. This is why your protein source and timing are paramount. A simple strategy: anchor your first major meal of the day around a leucine-rich food. Animal proteins like eggs, beef, poultry, and especially whey protein are leucine champions. A mere 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine, obtainable from about 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein, is enough to ignite the mTOR pathway and initiate muscle repair. For a potent, fast-acting option, whey protein isolate stands out, offering leucine and other essential amino acids in optimal ratios. This is why athletes and clinicians focusing on older adults increasingly rely on it for rapid muscle function restoration. But this is about more than just rebuilding. It's about reconnecting. When you consume leucine-rich protein, more than just growth is happening. You're actively restoring a biochemical dialogue between your nervous system and your muscle fibers. And the faster that conversation resumes, the quicker your legs begin to feel stable, strong, and alive once more. Next, we tackle the second crucial component: acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that physically commands your muscles to move, and the specific food that replenishes it faster than most supplements. If these insights resonate, consider liking the video. It helps us bring these science-backed strength tools to more people who need them and signals to the algorithm that this information is valuable. Every time you decide to move, to stand, to step, to rise from a chair, a signal fires from your brain. But that signal doesn't speak directly to your muscles. It's first converted into a chemical messenger, acetylcholine. This is the master neurotransmitter for neuromuscular transmission, the very mechanism translating brain intent into muscle action. Without adequate acetylcholine, your muscles don't fire crisply. They hesitate, misfire, or simply fail to respond effectively. This becomes increasingly critical with each passing year. Studies show that acetylcholine production and receptor sensitivity can decline with age, particularly in the motor neurons innervating the legs. This is a key reason why even minor balance lapses or delayed muscle reactions become more common. But here's where the science gets truly exciting. Choline, the precursor to acetylcholine, has been shown to rapidly restore this signaling capacity. A 2012 review in Nutrients highlighted that boosting dietary choline can enhance acetylcholine production in as little as 6 to 12 hours, especially when the brain is actively demanding motor coordination. And the food that delivers this advantage? Eggs. Specifically, egg yolks, nature's most concentrated source of choline. Just 2 whole eggs can provide over 300 milligrams of choline, which is then converted into acetylcholine, helping to refurbish your motor control pathway. This isn't just nutritional trivia, it's a functional protocol. If you experience tremors, instability, lagging power when walking or standing, or find your legs slow to respond, try this simple morning ritual. Consume 2 whole eggs about 30 minutes after waking, ideally with a leucine-rich protein like whey or cottage cheese.
Why?
Because acetylcholine synthesis is often naturally lower after sleep, and motor neurons are most receptive to nutritional input in the morning. You're essentially providing the raw materials for re-establishing neuromuscular command precisely when it's needed most. Ever noticed how much more confident your steps feel after a high-protein, egg-inclusive breakfast? That's not a placebo. It's your nervous system firing with greater precision. Choline does more than support muscle. It upgrades the communication highway between your brain and your legs. If you're plant-based or avoid eggs, fear not. Quinoa, Brussels sprouts, and soybeans are also good choline sources, though egg yolks offer peak bioavailability, how well your body absorbs and utilizes the nutrient. One more crucial point: acetylcholine isn't just for muscle activation, it plays a vital role in learning, memory, and focus. So, by restoring acetylcholine levels, you're enhancing both physical control and cognitive clarity, a double victory for aging powerfully. Next, we explore another vital link: blood flow and leg strength, and a food that boosts circulation so effectively, it's being studied as a natural intervention for vascular dementia and performance fatigue. If you're committed to reclaiming your strength and clarity, hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started, and each segment builds upon the last, arming you with tools designed to work in your real life, starting now. Imagine trying to nurture a garden with a kinked hose. No matter how fertile the soil or abundant the sunlight, the plants won't flourish. Inside your muscles, particularly in your legs, a similar scenario plays out as we age. The arteries and capillaries supplying our lower limbs often become stiffer and less responsive. When blood flow is restricted or inefficient, it hampers oxygen delivery, nutrient transport, and waste removal, three pillars of muscle function and recovery. The result? That heavy, fatigued, or delayed response feeling in your legs. Even with adequate protein and exercise, poor circulation can silently sabotage your strength. The master molecule regulating blood vessel dilation is nitric oxide, NO. It's a gas naturally produced in your endothelial cells, the lining of your blood vessels, that signals your vessels to widen, allowing more blood to flow. And guess what? Nitric oxide production is profoundly dependent on your diet. One of its most potent natural boosters? Beets. Beets, especially raw or juiced, are a rich source of dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. A compelling 2015 study in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that older adults who consumed beetroot juice experienced a significant boost in leg muscle power within just a few hours, particularly in fast-twitch fibers, crucial for balance and fall prevention. This isn't a marginal gain. The improvements were substantial enough to be measured in real-world movement tests, walking speed, chair stand tests, even stair climbing. Here's a simple, actionable tool. About 90 minutes before any physical activity, consume 1 to 2 medium-sized beets or 250 to 300 milliliters of beetroot juice. This allows time for the nitrates to convert to nitric oxide and begin enhancing vasodilation. Want to amplify the effect? Pair this with 20 minutes of light activity, a walk, gentle cycling, or dynamic stretching. Movement itself is a powerful NO stimulant, especially when your body is already primed with dietary nitrates. Think of it as simultaneously increasing the pressure and unkinking the hose. While some worry about the sugar content in beets, their glycemic load is relatively modest, and the performance benefits, when consumed pre-activity, far outweigh potential spikes. You can also pair them with a protein source or fiber-rich greens to mitigate this. If you're finding this knowledge empowering, consider subscribing. We dive deep into evidence-based strategies like this one, aiming to equip you, not overwhelm you. Every video is designed to deliver science you can use today to feel stronger, sharper, and more in control. Next, we tackle one of the most misunderstood saboteurs of muscle, inflammation, and how a single food category can extinguish the persistent, low-grade fire diminishing your leg strength from the inside out. You might not feel it, but it's there, a low, constant hum in the background. I'm talking about chronic inflammation. Unlike acute inflammation, the obvious kind after an injury, chronic inflammation is subtle, systemic, and slowly erodes muscle function over time, particularly in the legs. Here's what the research shows. Even low levels of chronic inflammation can impair muscles' ability to regenerate, build strength, and coordinate effectively. A 2020 study in the Journals of Gerontology found that elevated inflammatory markers, specifically C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin-6, IL-6, were strongly linked to reduced muscle mass and strength in older adults, even when their physical activity and overall nutrition seemed adequate. So, what's happening inside your body? Inflammation interferes with muscle protein synthesis, increases oxidative stress, and disrupts mitochondrial function, the very engines that power your muscle contractions. It also hampers your nervous system's ability to efficiently recruit muscle fibers, meaning even if the muscle is there, the signal to activate it grows weaker. Now, here's the surprising part. One of the most potent tools against this ongoing fire isn't in the supplement aisle, it's in your produce drawer. Enter dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, arugula, chard, and mustard greens. These aren't just nutrient-dense, they are inflammation-fighting powerhouses. They boast high concentrations of polyphenol, chlorophyll, magnesium, and nitrate compounds, all known to support your body's ability to downregulate inflammatory pathways. Specifically, the polyphenol quercetin, found abundantly in mustard greens and kale, has been shown to directly inhibit inflammatory cytokines like IL-6 and TNF-alpha. A 2019 study in Frontiers in Pharmacology indicated that daily consumption of quercetin-rich foods could reduce inflammatory markers within 2 to 4 weeks, especially when combined with moderate exercise. A simple, science-backed regimen: incorporate at least 1 cup of dark leafy greens into your first meal of the day. Why the first meal? It helps set an anti-inflammatory foundation for your entire circadian rhythm, the internal clock governing immune and hormonal responses. To boost absorption of fat-soluble antioxidants like vitamin K and beta-carotene, pair them with a healthy fat source like olive oil or avocado. Consider a squeeze of lemon or apple cider vinegar to enhance digestion and nutrient uptake. Now, it's crucial to understand these foods aren't like painkillers. You won't feel an immediate effect. But over time, often as little as 10 to 14 days, you may notice less discomfort, faster recovery, more stable energy, and a renewed sense of power in your legs. This is where nutrition transcends fuel and becomes a regulatory signal, telling your immune system, "We're safe, you can power down the alarm." Next, we explore something most people completely overlook: how the timing of your meals can either supercharge or sabotage your muscle recovery and leg strength, especially as you age. What you eat is only half the equation for rebuilding leg strength. When you eat can be just as critical, particularly as we navigate the years. Understand this: every time you consume a protein-containing meal, you trigger a process called muscle protein synthesis, MPS. This is the biological mechanism by which your body repairs damaged muscle tissue and builds new. Essentially, your body says, "Let's grow." The challenge, however, is that as we age, the potency of that grow signal can diminish due to something called anabolic resistance. Your muscles become less responsive to the protein you ingest. This means that even if you're consuming adequate protein overall, your body might not be fully utilizing it for muscle repair. The solution: research reveals that evenly distributing protein-rich meals throughout the day, starting with breakfast, can significantly enhance muscle preservation and growth, especially in the legs and lower body. A 2014 University of Texas study found that individuals who consumed roughly equal amounts of protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner experienced 25% higher muscle protein synthesis rates than those who front-loaded most of their protein at supper. Why? Because each meal acted as a distinct stimulus for muscle growth, keeping the signal strong consistently. Furthermore, eating within 30 to 60 minutes of light exercise or walking can amplify this effect, particularly in older adults. This window, often called the anabolic window, is when your muscle cells are most receptive to nutrients, ready to rapidly uptake amino acids for rebuilding. Here's a straightforward, actionable protocol. First, ensure your first meal of the day packs at least 30 grams of high-quality protein. This could be 3 eggs with sautéed spinach and lentils, or a cup of Greek yogurt topped with hemp seeds and berries. Second, after any physical activity, be it a walk, a stretch session, or light resistance training, aim to consume a meal or snack containing both protein and complex carbohydrates within the hour. Think a smoothie with protein powder and banana, or a plate of quinoa, beans, and olive oil. Carbohydrates stimulate insulin, a hormone that enhances nutrient uptake, helping to shuttle amino acids into your muscle cells more efficiently. Third, avoid protein stacking at dinner. While it's tempting to save your largest meal for the evening, research suggests your muscles can only effectively utilize a certain amount of protein at one time, typically around 30 to 40 grams for MPS. The excess is often oxidized for energy or stored. By optimizing your meal timing and distribution, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're communicating with them, signaling your body to stay strong, active, and vital. And that, truly, is the most crucial takeaway. Muscle isn't just for movement, it's a metabolic organ, a guardian of your vitality. In our conclusion, we'll weave all these threads together, from nitric oxide's crucial role to the power of nutritional timing, providing a concise, empowering summary and one simple, actionable step you can take right now to begin transforming your leg strength, energy, and overall health. Reaching this point means you've already taken the most significant step, acquiring knowledge. You now understand that reclaiming leg strength, even with noticeable changes in as little as 12 hours, isn't a far-fetched dream. It's a physiological reality when you know how to collaborate effectively with your body's natural mechanisms instead of working against them. Let's quickly recap the scientifically backed principles we've explored. Nitric oxide drives blood flow to your legs, delivering oxygen, nutrients, and energy where they're needed most. Without it, muscles idle. Beetroot, especially concentrated, is a potent, natural NO booster, capable of creating real, measurable increases in leg blood flow and performance within hours. The endothelium, your blood vessel's inner lining, is key for muscle oxygenation, and foods rich in nitrates, polyphenol, and antioxidants can literally reboot the system. Fast-twitch muscle fibers, particularly in your legs, are susceptible to aging but are also astonishingly responsive to improvements in blood flow, nutrition, and neurological input. The gut-muscle axis means your food choices program not just digestion but also brain-muscle communication. Beetroot's impact on gut microbes is a significant factor here. And thirdly, meal timing, especially when synchronized with physical activity, bypasses anabolic resistance and keeps your muscle-building machinery switched on. The consistent theme: your body is designed to adapt and yearns to regenerate. The challenge lies in providing the right inputs, at the right times, in the right amounts. Here's your next step: simple, clear, and incredibly effective. Starting tomorrow morning, begin your day with a smoothie incorporating beetroot. Include a protein source like Greek yogurt or a vegan alternative. Shortly after drinking it, go for a 15-minute walk. This primes your blood vessels, triggers nitric oxide release, and initiates muscle signaling. Then, within 30 to 60 minutes, consume a high-protein breakfast. The science is unequivocal. Even small interventions, a single nutrient, a short walk, a well-timed meal, can produce rapid, measurable shifts in how your body performs and how you feel, particularly in your legs, which are not just your foundation for movement but also a mirror of your metabolic health and vitality. This isn't just about leg strength, it's about momentum. As you consistently apply these strategies, you'll begin to notice something subtle yet profound. It's not just that your legs feel stronger. You feel more capable, more energized, more steady, more you. Now, give this specific regimen a try and observe the results. If this video has helped you see your body and your potential in a new light, I'd be grateful if you'd like it. Share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. This community is about empowering you not just to survive, but to truly thrive, with evidence-based tools for your mind, body, and life. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.